Modern society operates like a relentless machine. We are taught to perceive time through Babylonian and Gregorian systems as an endless, straight line. This linear model forces humanity to prioritize continuous accumulation and perpetual debt, creating a disconnect from our actual origins. Yawawa's architectural framework establishes time as a cycle designed for return, repair, and redemption. When the linear model shatters, the true design is revealed, a continuous, rotating circle. Smaller units of time operate as interlocking gears inside this eternal ring, tracking the seasons and weekly Sabbaths without variation. The shape of time dictates the character of a society. Linear time anchors humanity to the anxiety of what is next, while cyclical time anchors us in eternal truth. Ecclesiastes 1:9 defines the core cyclical axiom: what has been is what will be. The Moedim, the feasts of Leviticus 23, function as cyclical rehearsals for future prophetic fulfillments, rather than simple historical anniversaries. Prophetic events like captivities and redemptions repeat as types and shadows, ensuring that history builds upon a repeating pattern. Ancient, uncorrupted records explicitly tracked these sacred rhythms before the Babylonian system removed them. These fragments remain as evidence of a remnant who understood time as a sacred spiral. Modern linear thinking discards the past, which leads to spiritual failures repeating because the underlying patterns are no longer recognized. Operating outside of Yahuwah's cyclical calendar separates a person from their spiritual identity, making it difficult to discern the unfolding of prophecy. Linear systems build tension until they reach a point of necessary release. That release is built into the architecture of the 50th year. The Jubilee, or Yovel, is the crowning cycle of Yahuwah's time. This structure is built on 7 Sabbaths of years. 7 rings, each divided into 7 segments, result in a 49-year count. The completion of the 49th year triggers the 50th year. It functions as the ultimate reset switch for all creation. The Jubilee enforces the cancellation of debt, the freeing of slaves, and the return of land to its original family inheritance. In Babylon's system, the absence of this reset allows land monopolies to grow unchecked and generational poverty to become permanent. Corrupting the 364-day calendar into the Gregorian format successfully hid the Jubilee count, breaking the ability to track the 49-year release. Yahushua HaMashiach's first coming provided the spiritual fulfillment of this cycle, the release from the debt of sin and the slavery of death. The Jubilee confirms we are merely stewards of the land. Restoring the true calendar count is the first step towards the Earth's final restoration. The geometry of the 7-day week applies to the macro history of humanity. This framework follows 6,000 years of human labor, followed by a 1,000-year millennial Sabbath. These 6 millennia comprise 3 eras: the Age of Chaos from years 1 to 2000, Torah to 4000, and Grace to 6000. 2 Peter 3:8 provides the scriptural basis for this stricture, noting that one day with Yahuwah is as 1,000 years. Currently, the earth resides in the final hours of the 6th block, standing on the threshold of the Sabbath. The 7th millennium is the literal reign of Mashiach on the earth. The 7,000-year model serves as a divine architectural blueprint, showing that human chaos is contained within a finite boundary of time. Many modern teachings use the 7,000-year structure to calculate exact dates for the end of the age. This method fails because it relies on Gregorian timelines and ignores the stolen intercalary days that have been removed from the historical record. Massing 2436 confirms that no man knows the exact day or hour. Because the historical records are corrupted and the clocks broken, calculating a specific year through man's math is an impossibility. While the exact year remains hidden, the Book of Revelation provides highly specific mechanics for the tribulation period. Prophecy assigns precise numeric measurements to this era: 42 months and 1,260 days. These numbers cannot be mapped accurately onto a Gregorian or lunar calendar without breaking the cycle. On the 364-day solar calendar, 42 months of 30.33 days results in exactly 1,274 days. The term time, times, and half a time signifies 3.5 years. Multiplying 3.5 years by 364 days perfectly yields the same 1,274 days. The 1,260 days mentioned in Revelation functions as a specific symbolic marker within this 1,274-day solar half-cycle. Biblical prophecy functions strictly as mathematical gears moving within the 364-day solar structure. By scrambling the historical count by roughly 250 years, the enemy intended to hide the fact that the 7th millennium is imminent. Yahuwah is now unsealing the truth of the calendar to break this time lock. The transition is visible through eclipses that only align with the solar calendar, and a global remnant recognizing the flaws in the Roman system. Discerning the time requires focusing on spiritual markers rather than checking a Gregorian year. Rather than navigating the year 2025, we are standing at the threshold of the 7th millennium. Celestial alignment demonstrates the perfection of Yahuwah's timing over human chaos. Memorizing a 7,000-year timeline provides no spiritual protection on its own. True preparation is found in walking in appointed time and observing the 364-day structure of the Moedim. Time functions as a cycle of return. What was established from the beginning will be fulfilled in its appointed time. Understanding the cycle prepares the mind. Walking in alignment prepares the life.